Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
Okay, hold on. Wow, this drawer is heavier than usual. Matt, did you add something? This thing feels like it's full of government secrets and regret.
If it's glowing or humming, don't touch it. Last time you touched something that hummed, we lost power for 3 hours.
Too late. I've got, oh great, manila folder labeled Project Sunflower. Inside, just a single page that says you were never supposed to see this. That's comforting.
That's from accounting. Long story.
Moving on. Here's a VHS tape with no label except someone wrote play only if the lights start flickering. And yeah, no, that's going back in the drawer.
Good call. The last unlabeled tape tried to talk back.
Ooh, wow. There's a little metal key taped to a sticky note that says nuclear with a question mark. That feels illegal.
If it fits a briefcase, we pretend we never saw it.
Agreed. Okay, digging deeper. Lots of redacted pages, burned edges. Wait, here it is. Episode 278, UFOs, Nukes, and the Truth Embargo.
Ah, that explains the humming.
This one's thick. Missile silos, military encounters, objects shutting down nuclear systems, and enough blacked-out text to make a Sharpie company very, very rich.
Tonight, we're talking about what happens when unidentified craft start showing up around the most powerful weapons on Earth, and why governments around the world have worked so hard to keep it quiet.
There's something out there can flip the switch on our nukes. The real question is, are they protecting us or warning us?
From the Shadow Frequency Studio, this is episode 278, UFOs, Nukes, and the Truth Embargo.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson. Produced by Juniper Ravenwood. With Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Welcome, listeners, to another chilling dive into the unknown on the Shadow Frequency. Tonight, we're pulling open a file that's been buried deep in the shadows of history, stamped with warnings of cosmic interference and humanity's deadliest secrets. Imagine this: vast missile fields under starless skies where silent crafts descend, and the world's most powerful weapons suddenly go dark. What if beings from beyond our world have already stepped in to stop us from destroying ourselves? And what if the governments of the world have known all along, hiding it behind a veil of denial? It's a tale that spans Cold War silos, eerie encounters with contactees, and messages delivered in the dead of night. Matt, this one's got me glancing at the skies a little too often. What do you have for us?
Thanks, Juniper. Yeah, this file feels heavier than most, like it's carrying the weight of unspoken truths. Tonight, we're exploring the possibility that extraterrestrials aren't just watching us, they're intervening in our most dangerous games. No ghosts or haunted houses here, but something far more unsettling. UFOs tampering with nuclear arsenals, and the global silence that's followed. Stick around as we unpack the mysteries of these shutdowns, the warnings from the stars, and why the truth might be the scariest part of all.
Creepy stuff, Matt. I'm already hooked. Take it away.
All right, Juniper, thanks for digging into that haunted file cabinet and unearthing this one. It's like the cabinet itself knows when to cough up the stories that keep us up at night. And sorry we haven't been here for a few days, but I've had some serious back and hip issues, and I'm hanging in there, so we'll see what we can do tonight. And tonight we're opening the folder labeled Nuclear Intervention, and trust me, what's inside isn't your typical paranormal yarn. This isn't about a single haunted spot or lone witness staring into the abyss. No, this spans continents, decades, and the highest stakes imaginable. Our planet's nuclear firepower potentially under the watchful eyes of something not from this world. Let's start in the heart of America's Cold War defenses. Picture Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, 1967. It's a crisp March night, and deep underground, officers like Captain Robert Salas are on duty, overseeing a flight of 10 Minutemen missiles, each one packing enough punch to level cities. These aren't toys. They're the backbone of mutually assured destruction, wired to launch at a moment's notice. But then, alarms blare. Security topside reports a glowing red object hovering over the base, pulsing with an otherworldly light. And just like that, the missiles start dropping offline. One by one, all 10 go inert, as if some invisible hand flipped the switch. No malfunctions, no explanations, just silence from the systems that could end the world. The craft lingers, then vanishes, and the missiles mysteriously come back online. Salas and his team are left staring at blank screens, hearts pounding, wondering what just meddled with humanity's doomsday machines. But this wasn't a one-off glitch in the Matrix. Fast forward to other sites. Echo Flight at Malmstrom, where another set of 10 missiles shut down amid reports of strange lights in the sky. Witnesses describe saucer-shaped objects maneuvering with impossible speed, defying physics as we know it. Over at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, radar picks up unidentified blips hovering near silos, and ground crews spot luminous orbs that split and reform like living entities. These aren't weather balloons or swamp gas. They're deliberate, probing our defenses. And the pattern repeats, missiles going dead only to revive once the visitors depart. It's as if these entities are demonstrating control, showing us we're not the masters of our own fate. Now let's cross the Iron Curtain to the Soviet side, because this cosmic oversight wasn't picky about politics. In 1982, at a Ukrainian missile base, then part of the USSR, officers watch in horror as UFOs appear overhead. These aren't subtle, they perform acrobatics, splitting apart and merging back, silent and swift. Suddenly, the launch systems activate on their own. ICBMs aimed straight at New York City power up, code somehow entered without human input. The countdown ticks, panic spreads, World War III hangs by a thread. But as the crafts vanish into the night, the systems abort, leaving the missiles dormant again. Russian files, long classified, detail this near catastrophe, objects taking temporary command, then relinquishing it, as if issuing a silent ultimatum. Similar echoes in Siberia and other Soviet sites paint a global picture, not isolated anomalies, but a coordinated watch over our nuclear toys. And it doesn't stop at military hardware. Enter the contactees, ordinary folks, even children, pulled into this interstellar drama. Take the Ariel School in Ruwa, Zimbabwe, 1994. Over 60 school kids at recess spot a silver craft landing in the bush nearby. Outstep beings with large black eyes, slender forms moving with an eerie grace. No words spoken, but messages flood their minds, warnings of environmental ruin, the dangers of over-reliance on technology, and the existential threat of nuclear weapons. These kids, wide-eyed and innocent, describe the same chilling theme. Humanity's arsenal isn't just a risk to us, but to something larger, perhaps the fabric of existence itself. Contactees worldwide echo this. Visions of mushroom clouds, pleas to abandon the bomb, delivered in dreams or direct encounters. It's like a cosmic PSA, beamed straight into vulnerable minds. Then there's the broader veil, the Truth Embargo, as disclosure advocate Stephen Bassett calls it. For over 30 years, Bassett has fought to lift this curtain, arguing governments worldwide suppress these events to maintain order. Imagine the briefings in smoke-filled rooms, leaders learning of interventions but choosing silence, fearing panic or loss of control. These aren't conspiracies born of paranoia. They're backed by declassified documents, whistleblower testimonies, and patterns too consistent to ignore. UFOs shadowing nuclear tests at Los Alamos, green fireballs over New Mexico's proving grounds, It's all there, hinting at extraterrestrial concern for our self-destructive streak. As we peel back these layers, the atmosphere thickens. What if these beings aren't invaders but guardians, stepping in when we teeter too close to the edge? The shutdowns, the warnings, they build a narrative of intervention, a quiet hand guiding us away from annihilation. But why the secrecy? Why let us dangle on the brink? It's unsettling, friends, like realizing your house has unseen watchers ensuring you don't burn it down. Phew, that leaves a chill in the air, doesn't it? If these interventions are real, it's like the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting for us to wise up.
Absolutely eerie, Matt. Makes you wonder who's really in control out there.
No kidding. After the break, we'll dig even deeper into the political paralysis, the one-button apocalypse, and why the near future might force the truth into light. Over to you, Juniper.
Whoa, listeners, that first half has me rethinking every strange light I've ever seen in the sky. If extraterrestrials are meddling with our nukes, what's next? A full-on reveal? Hang tight as we head into the second half for more of the mornings, the embargo, and what 2026 might hold. I bet you're all buzzing with questions right now, and speaking of questions, we're going to head it over to Chris.
Thanks, Juniper. And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, give us a like and subscribe. You can follow the Shadow Frequency on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, all the major podcast directories. Want more? Head over to shadowfrequencypodcast.com, where you'll find every episode, our brand new Shadow blog with companion articles, and our merch store with some eerie cool swag. Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail right on the site and let us know where you're listening from. We might feature your message in an upcoming episode. And if you'd like to support the show, you can even buy us a coffee. Every bit helps keep the shadows whispering. Back to you, Juniper.
Time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer, flipping the switches now. Let's see what ethereal whispers it pulls from the void. Oh, here's a peculiar missive emerging from the ether.
Message retrieved from the void.
Time to crack it open and uncover the secrets our listener has shared. All right, this one's got a cozy workshop vibe with a dash of midnight mystery, perfect for our show. It reads, Hey, Matt and Juniper, my name's Greg H., and I'm writing in from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm retired now, so I spend a good chunk of my evenings out in my little backyard workshop, tinkering with woodworking projects, everything from birdhouses to coffee tables for the grandkids. Most nights, once the stardust starts flying and the shop heater's humming, I fire up Pandora and let the shadow frequency roll while I'm standing, staining, or just sketching out the next project. There's something about the mix of late-night atmosphere and creepy stories that makes the shop feel like its own little paranormal zone. I'm especially hooked on your UFO cases, haunted locations, and cryptid episodes, but honestly, I never skip the conspiracy shows either. There's nothing like listening to a good abduction story while shaving a piece of oak at midnight. Makes you wonder what's really watching from the shadows out there. Thanks for keeping me company in the shop and making retirement a little more mysterious. Keep doing what you do. It makes the hours fly by. Listening from the Sawdust, Greg H., Bowling Green, Kentucky. Love that, Greg, turning your workshop into a portal for the paranormal. Sounds like the ideal setup. Thanks for sharing, and keep those tools sharp while you tune in. If you've got a story or just want to say hi, drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. Back to you, Matt, for the second half.
You are tuned to the Shadow Frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Thanks, Juniper, and a shout out to Greg in Kentucky. Nothing beats a good UFO tale while crafting something with your hands. Glad we're part of your mysterious evenings. Now, picking up where we left off, let's plunge deeper into this nuclear enigma. We've covered the shutdowns and warnings. Now imagine the ripple effects, the human side of facing forces that can override our deadliest tech. Building on those Cold War incidents, consider the sheer vulnerability exposed. In the U.S., former officers like Robert Jameson recount restarting deactivated missiles after UFO sightings, a routine that hints at repeated intrusions. Across the pond, Russia docks from their massive UFO probe, spanning a decade and involving clashes with jets, reveal pilots lost in pursuits, crafts that outmaneuver anything earthly. That 1982 Ukrainian base fiasco? Missiles primed for New York, only halted by the UFO's exit. It's not just tech failure, it's orchestrated drama, as if these entities are toying with our illusions of power. And the contactees? Their stories amplify the dread. Beyond Ariel School's kids receiving apocalyptic visions, pollution, tech overload, nuclear fallout, adults report similar pleas. Abandon your weapons or face consequences not just for Earth, but the cosmos. These aren't random, they're targeted, like cosmic interventions in our collective psyche. Enter Stephen Bassett, the tireless advocate who spent decades battling the Truth Embargo. This isn't some fringe theory. It's a coordinated global suppression, he argues, rooted in fear. Governments brief leaders on these events, but political cowardice kicks in, admitting extraterrestrials have veto power over nukes. That could shatter economies, religions, societies. Instead, they opt for denial, classifying reports, discrediting witnesses. Bassett's Paradigm Research Group has lobbied Congress, organized hearings where ex-military spill the beans. He's briefed politicians, warning that time's running out. With rising tensions, think renewed nuclear rhetoric from superpowers. These interventions might escalate. What if the next shutdown isn't temporary? Now here's something to chew on. Skeptics point out that some shutdowns could stem from electrical glitches or human error amplified by Cold War paranoia. No hard proof of ET fingerprints, just correlations. But even that rational lens doesn't dispel the unease. If it's not extraterrestrials, what explains the global consistency? Back to the paranormal pulse. The one-button problem terrifies. A single leader, in rage or mistake, can unleash Armageddon. Contrast that with these alleged overseers acting decisively where humans falter. Bassett believes they're preventing our extinction, but at what cost to our autonomy? Now that we're in 2026, Bassett sees a tipping point. Hearings intensify, documentaries like Age of Disclosure expose cover-ups and public pressure mounts. Global conflicts heat up, making secrecy unsustainable. Conferences buzz with predictions. Disclosure forced, not chosen. Imagine the aftermath. Protected or judged? If interventions ceased, are we doomed? This file doesn't close neatly. It lingers, heavy with implications. If someone's already stepped in to save us from ourselves, what does that say about humanity? Unsettling thought to end on.
Wow, Matt, that skepticism hit just where right, but the rest still gives me chills, makes you question everything.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us on this cosmic ride, folks. Until next time, keep watching the skies. They might be watching back. Over to you, Juniper.
What a mind-bending episode, listeners. UFOs tampering with nukes, hidden warnings, and the looming shadow of disclosure. If that's not enough to keep you pondering the stars, I don't know what is. Thanks for tuning in to The Shadow Frequency. Drop us your thoughts or stories at shadowpodcast@approachonmail.com. You can also check out shadowfrequencypodcast.com for more and follow us on all the usual haunts. Join us next time for another dive into the unknown. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, everyone. Sleep tight, but maybe leave a light on.
Sweet dreams, or whatever dreams the cosmos sends your way, fade to static.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.